yourself on the floor. When the man with the power and the dollar says you ain't worth a cent, and your wings won't fly and your words won't flow, you can't force a smile and they won't leave you alone. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Oh, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. I know a woman with a lion's heart and a pretty blue dress with a shopping cart. Head full of dreams, gonna change the world. Got a body of work they say won't sell, and a way with words but she won't tell. I see the light in you, let it shine again. 'Cause you were born for the fire, raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit. We don't run, we rise, and we don't quit. Hey, we don't run, we rise, and we don't quit.
Raised by the storm, braver together, loud and fun. Heart full of country, soul full of grit.
We don't.
Hello, Patriot family. Thank you so much for joining Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle, as we are just totally out of pocket, as always. I mean, you never
Totally out
know.
of pocket. I'm in a bunker somewhere, undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location.
This is what happens when you run for school board. Allie's appreciating my yellow top, but I told her that it was a bargain.
And I'm like, listen, those of you that are saying she can't budget, her whole outfit costs $20. $20. That includes shipping and the Benadryl she's got to take.
The Benadryl because they came from China. Wow, I don't know. Do the glasses make me look smarter? I think my Democrat fan club would say no. But
Honestly, I love the glasses. They're so cute. They're cute. I get a lot of compliments when I wear mine. So
you do. Well, so I like your hair up too. Like, can I just say I'm a fan of that sometimes too? But when you wear it up with glasses, I'm like, do not mess with her at all.
Yep, definitely that kind of woman for sure.
That kind of woman. If you don't know, you can find out.
Oh, you got to.
Welcome to Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. We're so grateful that you're here. Thank you, Talk Red, for the platform. Still don't know what you were thinking when you gave us the platform, but we've got a lot to discuss today, Allie. Rubio, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, of course, a Florida boy himself, goes on the record shooting down some things that they're saying about what's going on in Iran. The messaging is so important, right, Allie?
Absolutely. Messaging is important. I think a lot of people get that wrong, which is why they lean so heavily on moms when they need things messaged to the community, because nobody does it better than moms. We know how to break everything down kitchen table style. And luckily for you and I, we've been doing it for quite a while. So
that's right. And we won't stop. So, and then, we've got to also, speaking of moms, what happens when you lay down the law and do a punishment or a curfew? Don't go back on it, right? Well,
boundaries, right?
Boundaries, according to Chad Caton, Delaney, New Jersey, didn't follow through on that. We'll hear from him directly. Plus, we'll talk about everything Spencer Pratt, what you need to know, and how we can get involved to help him, because it's such a motivation. It feels like Trump 2.0 is what it feels like.
So exciting. It's so exciting. All right, you guys, keep it locked. Let's open that mic and get out of pocket.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't care. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
Ooh.
Can't really
you are
feel my coffee mug.
I'm really liking this yellow, ma'am.
Are you liking the yellow?
I do. It's very summery. Very, very summery.
It's my color.
It's very, very summery. I'm stealing your shirt though, by the way, but I'm gonna have to re-up on my Benadryl. That's it.
Hey, listen, I did the Shein thing where you're supposed to like rinse it before you wear it because
Yeah. Is it working? Did you put it in like peroxide?
no, you little shit.
No, because you'll change the color. You can't put peroxide.
Don't do that. That's a no. That's a no.
Natural bleach.
Well, obviously, being out of the studio myself today, we are running solo as far as tech team. It is me and Allie all on our own today. So gremlins beware. Let's go ahead and get into it here. We've got this breaking the other day. Secretary Doug Burgum, he's talking about this waste that's been occurring in DC. Allie, remember the other day when we were talking about how Trump is like re-beautifying all the fountains in Washington,
Absolutely.
DC? Like they actually have water. It's not like the California reservoirs.
And there's no graffiti anywhere. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, okay. So he's out of pocket by letting people know that 45,000 gallons of water per day actually was leaking out of that Lincoln reflecting pool. So where's all of our like tree huggers? Isn't this an issue? Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah, he said president's fixing the mess. But he also, he didn't say this, but I also read the other day, Allie, that even though they're fixing this mess, did you know they had somebody the other day that was pouring chemicals into the fountains, the leftist?
Oh my God, why? But like what?
Yeah, just to pollute it. Yeah.
This is socialism, Marxism, communism, like all the isms, right?
All the isms.
Except for patriotism, because no patriot is going to vandalize something that is, reminiscent of America's founding or something that makes America feel like, it's beautiful, right? We want things that are beautiful in our nation. I think this is crazy. Like this is what socialism, communism, and all those, that's what they want. They want to completely make everything that is America look terrible so that it's reflected on character.
Absolutely. And it's only because this is occurring under Trump, right? So first of all, they couldn't come up with the idea because they love chaos. That's the only way they get into power is through chaos.
Right.
So what causes you, Allie? Think about it. What causes you to be so crazy about one person in charge that you would sabotage things in your own country? This is a whole different type of lunacy.
It is 100%. It is very strange. I don't understand really where it comes from. That is a lie. I do understand where it comes from. It comes from the rhetoric that has been spilled over the last 10, 12 years through our media, which is why we advocate so hard for the repeal of the Smith Modernization Act, which would be the SPIN Act, right? The SPIN Act will essentially remove the modernization of the Smith Month Act, where it requires the news media to no longer use propaganda on the American people and to actually tell the truth, right? We can't lie to you anymore.
Absolutely. When we think about some of the chaos and some of the lies and some of the extreme measures that people go to show their disdain for one person, for President Trump. I love this. Dr. Oz had this to say, and I think it's kind of like that old analogy we say down here in the South, you can't fix stupid with duct tape. Well, he's got kind of the same analogy. Let's take a listen. 1 second.
One last question, but I do want to. Okay, go ahead, ask me. I'll come to you. I have a GLP question. What's your question?
Do you have any medical advice for the Americans out there that are suffering from a very serious ailment called Trump derangement syndrome?
I am concerned about folks who have focused their entire life energy on dislike of the president. It's disheartening to see people lost in that way, but it's treating stupid is really hard, and it becomes a real problem. And these folks are off. Now, GLP-1s.
Well, there you had it.
But sis, I like this question. Yeah. Is there any medical advice, Dr. Oz, that you can provide for the Americans that are suffering with Trump derangement syndrome? or with the hate America syndrome, because that's exactly what this is. It is a psychosis that completely takes over, where Trump is mentioned, or MAGA is mentioned, or America First is mentioned, and like the brain short circuits. And I'm so serious. It is really strange to see. It's like, why wouldn't you want closed borders and safer communities? Why don't you want criminals locked up and put away and then sent back to their own country because they're raping, murdering, and pillaging our neighbors or our neighborhoods?
Remain energy independent and give parents their choices when it comes to the health of their child or the education of their child. Like,
exactly. Why don't you want boys why don't you want to protect girls' sports and keep boys out of girls' spaces? I don't I don't understand. And the only reason that you can give me is because orange man bad. And he's not even orange, y'all.
He's not even orange anymore. They corrected the tint, and I'm grateful for. I'm grateful.
I don't understand. I'm really concerned.
Yeah,
I'm really concerned.
But Allie, we even see it in the local level. Like if you step out, and as Allie and I do in our local municipalities, in our legislature in the state, going to DC, anytime, even being a female, first of all, you're female. And then if you're ethnically diverse, I think there's always this understanding that, oh, you're one of us, says the Democrats. And then when you're not, or when you don't line up perfectly with their message or ideology, or God forbid, even in MAGA, you don't line up 100%. It's like people, their brains short circuit.
Right. There was one thing where there's people, especially in a lot of races that we're currently seeing right now, where you have representatives or candidates that are getting financial they're getting donors, right, that are from bigger corporations or whatever it is, right? And they're saying, well, when you get hundreds of thousands of dollars put into your PAC or to your political committee or donating to your political campaign or re-election for office or whatever it is, then you are beholden to those people that donate. My question to those that are saying that is, why are you selling your votes like short? Why are you giving your power away to someone that is just offering money? And how many times have you called this specific or the other candidate or the representative who's running for re-election or for a different office to push policy? I have. And I know that person and their staff knows me by name, knows me by phone number, and knows my email. Why? Because I am consistent.
So good,
and because of, and I can name like 6 policies that I've helped push that have become because of it. Even here in Florida.
And kill. Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So like, can we please stop saying that we are giving our votes away, our right to vote away, and our power as we the people, the largest lobby, if you are not lobbying for your position?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And that where I see it most, Allie, is that, okay, first of all, the fundraising element, and we're just kind of going off a little bit for those of you that, because we're coming into the election cycle, the fundraising element of it is like, I wish it didn't take money to win elections. I wish that I didn't have to put my name in front of you 7 times for it to actually click. And this is not me like being mean to you. This is what studies show. You have to name recognition at least 7 times. That's if you even go to vote. Trying to get people off their best intentions to go vote is a whole nother push. So I wish we didn't have to do any of this. I wish we could just, door knock and, pass things out. And that was the only thing that we had to do. But because it takes this TV, multimedia, like Roku advertising, because it takes all this, it takes money. And when you look at where the donors are, I'm sorry, a lot of the people that donate to candidates, they do come from a certain financial background.
Right.
They're successful. And it's hard because grassroots candidates largely depend on, grassroots funding, which is great. It's not that it can't be done. It's just that it takes money. So as a grassroots person myself, if I don't have the means to donate and help my candidates get across the finish line, I'm not going to scream, cry, and yell and pout if they are taking funds. What I'm gonna be upset about is if it changes your positions, if it changes your vote, if you no longer answer my call, you're answering just their call. Do you see what I mean?
But if there's no proof to that, then how can you say that? And if you're not donating to that person, then how can you say that? And if you're not engaging in that person and asking that person questions that you have, and instead you're going on Facebook or any kind of social media and you're blasting it, then you're in the wrong. And I'm sorry to say that. Actually, I'm not sorry to say that. And you might call me out of pocket, but welcome to my show.
Allie, I had somebody the other day, and if you're going to comment on our platforms publicly, it's public. But I had somebody the other day say on one of my posts that a congressman had endorsed me, right? So when you're talking congressional, you're talking Washington, D.C. They typically don't throw their hats in a county race as far as putting support, but they like to support winners. So just chimed in somebody and said, does this mean he's got your ear and you're going to listen to him more than you listen to constituents? And I had to say, first of all, thank you for the comment. If it's an honest question, let's have an honest discussion. But is this a typical, like, are congressional candidates looking to sway things at the county school board level? Name one thing that a congressional elected representative would want to sway at a school board level? I don't think I have that kind of swag.
Hold on. You mean the dismantling of the Department of Education? Because that is what occurred on the federal level. And that's what this congressman pushed on the federal level, but is codified into law on the state level, which means that as a school board member, it is my responsibility to push the policy that comes out of the Department of Education of Florida. Is that what you mean?
It's not knowing those roles, right? Of how local government functions, but it's also just the I have to assume that one way is good and the other way is automatically bad.
Well,
and that,
you know what they say about people who assume, right?
Take an ass out of you and me.
But I am no ass. So keep yours to yourself, please. Stop showing it, because nobody wants to see that.
Well, somebody who showed his arse not that long ago, just the other day, was this Booker guy. What is his first name? Cory
Booker?
Booker, I think that's who it is. Anyway, starting to, Marco Rubio is giving his updates as Secretary of State in front of Congress. Are you good?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. And as he's giving his updates, obviously the left is trying to hijack narratives and trying to push narratives. And I love that he gets so out of pocket here. Congratulations, Marco Rubio, for being out of pocket. Let's take a listen to what he had to say as they try to lie on Trump.
And now we're begging to get back into a deal that you all trashed in the first place.
There's no one begging. I don't
Clearly,
know.
this is
Senator Booker, your time's up.
But
Senator Rubio, since he's
I do want to address some of these
respond.
points because they go to the heart of the matter. No one's begging for anything here. The Iranians might be begging because their economy's losing hundreds of millions of dollars a day. That they are losing. Understand, Iran had street protests going on before all of this started. All of those factors, economic factors in Iran, are far worse today than they were 6 months ago when those protests were happening. They have hyperinflation. Their currency's completely devalued. They're struggling to make payroll for their government workers. Iran is in a very serious situation. And if it was up to the political class there, and I understand everybody there is sort of radical in some way, but if it was up to the people that actually go to elections and wear the suits and you see on TV, they'd probably make a deal tomorrow. It's the issue they're facing is that the supreme leader and the IRGC Corps are a little bit more immune from those pressures until they can be convinced otherwise. And I think that's the direction that they're moving in, because the reality, I don't know where you're getting this perception that Iran is stronger. Iran has no navy left. They've lost a substantial percentage of their defense industrial base. That Iran has lost a substantial percentage of their missile launchers, and their economy is far worse today, and I mean far worse today, than it was 6 to 9 months ago. And they are looking at hundreds of billions of dollars of reconstruction costs just to get to where they were 6
Mr. Rubio,
months
ago. There you have it. Thank you.
My gosh, about time, right? This is what happens. The questions that Cory Booker, I guess, is asking or was asking, or the left usually asks. They never ask pertinent questions to the issue of the hearing. They always grandstand and grandiose and talk about Trump and talk about themselves instead of actually asking pertinent questions about the issue that can assist the American people. But what I love about Marco Rubio is that he gets straight to the point and dismantles the messaging, the false messaging that is being pushed by the left.
Yes, definitely. And he doubled down on it and went back at the end and said, I don't know where you're getting this information, because what we've learned from Nancy Pelosi, like years ago, right? She called it the something sweep, the smear sweep,
Maybe.
smear campaign. So what they do is they go out and they give an interview and they give their talking points of what they think is happening. Somebody like Cory Booker, and somebody reports on it, CNN. And then it's a CNN headline. And then now they're using that as validation to say, well, CNN said it. So
Yeah, they'll submit it to the record as
yeah,
if
so if you don't get in there and say, whoa, nope, I'm going to set the record straight, which requires, this is the thing about leadership. And I know we talk about running for office a lot, but this is why it's so important. I would rather see somebody who maybe needs a little training in this or that, or isn't necessarily an attorney or a doctor or whatever, running for some of these positions, provided that they have the ability to do what he just did there, push back, ask the questions, reiterate, no, you're wrong, because we can't get these go along to get along type politicians. That's what we really should be concerned about when we're looking at candidates, I think.
And honestly, those Americans that are saying that this is a war and that this isn't America didn't vote for this, and how is this America first? It is America first because we have crippled Iranians' capabilities. It doesn't matter what the IRGC is doing, and the reason why that they are immune to certain negotiations that the ones in suits would normally like bend the knee to in the negotiation with President Trump is because they're cartel. They are a form of terrorism. It is a terrorist organization that has captured the government of Iran, just like it would be the same thing as MS-13 capturing the government of Mexico. So I don't understand where the misconception is. But again, it has to do with messaging. You have to make sure that you're actually listening to what they're trying to do. If Iran has nuclear capabilities, it's not just America that suffers. It's everyone that is in our alliance that suffers. It's everyone that is around Iran that suffers as well. It will become a third world war. And that is exactly what President Trump is trying to prevent. So yes, it is America first, because he is protecting Americans, he's protecting Americans' interests, and he's protecting our global standing by putting us as a force, one of the forefront forces of global standing in general. So once again,
I love that, Allie. This is how you tie in what's happened in Venezuela, what's happened in the Middle East with America first. And it wasn't, of course, I think everybody was kind of shocked at how we've gone into Iran and what we've not into, but you know what I mean, how we've been surrounded in that atmosphere of the Middle East where we haven't had boots on the ground there. But what I think is interesting is that we remember not that long ago, a few years ago, where so many things were this close to cracking into a globalist society. And it started with our dollar, obviously the petrodollar. When they hijacked that and they formed BRICS, which was all these other nations that do not want to see good done by the United States of America. When they started championing together, I knew I was getting nervous. Like, well, this is how they take down entire nations. Really, is they devalue their currency. So, as independent as we are here with our resources for energy, what I see happening with the way that this chess game is played out in the Middle East is that it's crippling Iran. It's not allowing for Russia and Iran and China to all create this trilogy when it comes to helping them and each other with their resources. And they're having to come to places like Venezuela and the United States for our oil and resources. This solidifies the petrodollar, the need for a petrodollar, our American currency, our American way of life, our American resources. It puts America first again on the global stage, right?
It does. 100%. 100%. Sorry, I just got a very important text message about a question. And I'm like, I need to answer this. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Well, Allie, you said this the other day in one of our shows, talking about Tina Peters. I don't know. How would you even tell the story of Tina Peters? Because this is something that hits home. She's a Gold Star mom from a family of veterans, and enter the election cycle, and Tina Peters really, I don't know, she stood up for election integrity, I think, before it was really cool to do that, maybe before a
Right.
Mike Lindell. And she was just doing her job, right? She worked for the elections department in her state. And so what happened?
She did.
If we could bring
Well,
our viewers up to
I
speed.
think
on
what
Tina Peters.
happened was during the election, she was capturing or downloading what was in the machine as she was supposed to. She was doing her job the right way.
Right.
And the local officials decided that that was not accurate, or that she wasn't supposed to be doing that, because it was capturing real time what was going on in the elections. And it was forming a paper trail, if you will, like a screenshot of, like, you know how, like, if you're in a message with someone
Right.
that might be a little toxic or maybe not, and you don't really know, and so you're just taking screenshots just you know, to hold on to for later. So
And going, bestie, what do you think?
hey, you know what I mean? Just have proof or something to reference, like, this is what this was at this time, so that if it does come back, that's not what it shows on a national news station, that you
Right.
actually have proof you can go back to and say, no, this is really
Right.
what it is. They decided to arrest her. She's been in prison, I believe, for over a year. Over
It's been
a
a
few
while.
years. It's been a few years.
It's been a few years because it was before we were still doing open mic. We had
Right.
just started open mic, I think, when it started. So, guys,
It was
the
during
reason
the
I bring
election,
this,
2024, wasn't it?
I think so. This is yes, because it was the 2024 election. But here's what I want you guys to see. She is
Or
now
was it
out
2020?
2020, but she went. The trial was in 2024 because I
Okay.
remember we almost went to the trial.
Yes.
No, maybe it was
There's been
2023.
so much
Don't
that's
quote
happened.
me. But anyway, all that to say, here is Tina Peters herself. I want you guys to listen to her. She said she was just doing her job, exposing, there we go, the overthrow of the U.S. government, she says, on November 3rd of 2020. Take a listen.
My name is Tina Peters. According to the media, I'm a Trump-supporting election fraud conspiracy theorist, guilty of perpetuating the big lie.
You may have gone to bed thinking this election was headed one way, and then you woke up and you saw things were different, and maybe...
In full transparency, I did support Donald Trump in 2020 because I sincerely believed the alternative would be harmful to the future of our nation. By admitting that, I realize I've already lost some of you. That's how polarized and divided we've become. Politicians and the media have done a good job in wiring our minds to distrust anyone who thinks differently.
The biggest terror threat in this country comes from radicals on the far right.
It's not just the far left wackos.
It's always been a game of divide and conquer. To gain the power and control they desire, our selected leaders will stop at nothing to destroy the lives and reputations of anyone who dare call out their big lies.
You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
President Biden has tested positive again.
Perhaps the greatest flaw in our human design is our propensity to forget.
Nicotine is not addictive. Weapons of mass destruction.
It seems every 4 years, the losing side cries.
That our voting machines are too vulnerable.
It is the voting machines that pose some of the greatest risks.
And when they win, they claim.
This is the most secure election in our history.
Most secure in American history.
A very safe and secure 2020 election.
The 2020 election was the most secure in U.S. history.
If our nation's voting machines were so vulnerable in the 2016 election, what changed in 2020? Nothing but the narrative. Before I was known as a crazy conspiracy theorist, I was a cancer survivor, a wife, and a Gold Star mom. In 2018, I was elected by the people of Mesa County to serve as their elections clerk and recorder. After the 2020 election, I was contacted by numerous individuals who all shared concern about the integrity of our local voting system. Considering my vantage point, I was certain that if there was any election irregularities, I would be the first to see them. It wasn't until the city council elections in April
Here's a look at the unofficial results.
that I began to see things that I couldn't unsee. What I witnessed with my own eyes warranted a thorough investigation.
Former Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters sentenced to 9 years of incarceration.
Former Mesa County Clerk and recorder is demanding her release from jail as she challenges her election interference convictions.
Peters is asking a federal court to free her from jail while she appeals her state conviction. This is the first time the Trump administration is getting involved in a state-level process.
Well, and so she is out.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that full documentary, ma'am.
It's going to be pretty good. It's going to be good. And I think this is why it's so important too, is because this is somebody that was, you elected to a position and then they went in there and did their job. And then, I mean, think of how frightening this is to be elected, Allie, to do your job, and then to have somebody claim that because you did your job, it didn't fit their narrative. So now they're going to charge you. And if you have a woke enough attorney general and, you know, one of these crazy district judges, I mean, you can put anybody behind bars for a little while. And that's the punishment. The punishment is the process, right?
Right. And I think this is why there is a fund, right? That President Trump wants to have a fund for those that have been weaponized by the Department of Justice under President Biden, because that, or any government agency under President Biden during that time, because these situations have occurred like this.
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate. This is not American justice at all, by any shape or form. When you are hired to do your job and you do your job and you do it well enough, and then you have someone that's, you know, above you or whatever saying that you didn't do your job because it doesn't fit their narrative, and they arrest you for it and jail you. I mean, how is that American? It's shocking. It's quite scary. And I can't wait for this documentary to come out. I think it's going to shock a lot of people. I think it's going to wake a lot of people up that haven't been. I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, I feel like more middle of the ground folks that are kind of a little more open-minded to what this actually looked like.
Yeah.
We'll go see it. And those that are on the right, obviously, will go see it. I doubt anyone on the left will go see it. That is like so far left, they're socialists. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but I hope it does well, because this is a story that needs to be told, and it needs to be shared, and it needs to be put in our history books for our children to know about.
And this is why if you're living in a district where, you know, I mean, most of us, we elect our supervisor of elections, but check those departments where you're located, because they are very, very, it's like your sheriff, very, very, very important. So we will keep you up to date on Tina Peters. I got to put the glasses on because we're going to do our Liberty Cigars ad just a little bit different today. Here is, guys, if you want to support your out-of-pocket ladies, go to libertycigars.com. You can take a look. They've got many different series here. The Founder Series. It's like history and artwork in a box. Like that who doesn't want that as a gift? Father's Day.
I wouldn't even smoke them, honestly. Like they would just sit in a humidor, because they're so elegant. They're so well put together. The artwork is fantastic. It's done by John Adams' wife. I believe her name is Elizabeth. And it's just, the flavor profile is amazing. We wouldn't promote something that we haven't tried. I've tried them. They're great. Yes, it's an amazing thing. And then they're conversation starters. Like, oh, where did you get that from? Especially when you're in politics, right? Like, the cigars are one of the things that has always been a part of, you know, this kind of process, right? When you're politicking or you're philosophizing, that's just something that you do. You sit around, you know, the table, and you play poker, or you play cards, or you play something, and you share stories. Why not share a story with one of the most amazing cigars made here in America, crafted in America, with Americans in mind?
Absolutely, guys. Go to libertycigars.com. Use promo code It's Old. It still works. Open mic, MIC. You guys will save 10%, and you'll also be helping out your out-of-pocket ladies. So thank you so much to Liberty Cigars for that. And I think we're going to want them because, you know, we've got America 250 around the corner. I got a birthday coming up in July.
Coming, right? Like, our Independence Day is here. We're going to have the UFC fights on, I believe, the 14th.
June 14th.
Of June, and or July. Is it June 14th or July?
June. Well, I know there's one coming up on June 14th. I don't know if there's another one.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the one where they're building that huge like dome thing in front of the White House. I'm like,
yeah, I mean that's exciting. Wow.
Biden gives us topless trans individuals on the White House lawn. Trump gives us an MMA ring. I mean, I don't know. Like
I would much rather
have be sweat on the front house lawn.
Yep, I would much rather have the MMA ring, to be honest with you.
If I got to look at shirtless, I'd rather be no.
I'd rather see grown men pummel each other than you know, any alternative that is sexualized in my opinion.
Yes. Amen. Amen, Allie.
We used to have bare knuckle brawls back then, and like it is the most American sport. Boxing is just it's an American sport. Like
it is. When it's done, men versus men, women versus women. When you try to get a man in a woman's ring like that, then it's called battery, domestic violence.
It's called violence, domestic violence for sure.
For sure. Well, Allie, we're going to get a little bit local here in a moment because there is a heated governor's race going on right here in Florida. I think everybody and their cousin
about it, girl. Tell
everybody
me.
and their cousin is now on the
political experts
and on the ticket. I mean, I think we've got what 28 people on the ballot for governor.
Yeah, and like the top 3 are like the bottom 2 are at like 6 and 2%, and Byron is like at 90. I don't understand.
I just saw he's got $81 million raised, which listen, I'm going to tell you that it's not as simple. Whoever raises the most money must be corrupt, because people want to get behind winners. And when Trump gives you the nod and people understand like, okay, that's the
and honestly, if you truly believe that whoever has the most money is the most corrupt, and they also have a Trump endorsement and traveled the entire United States missing congressional votes, but actually kind of didn't, trying to get more Black people out to vote for the most influential president we've seen in our lifetime. So does that mean that President Trump, you think he is corrupt as well? I'm confused as to how you come to that understanding.
I love it, Allie. I love it. Well, in this new era of how people are advertising for their political campaigns and political advertisements, you've seen it. We saw it the other day when we played for you some of what Spencer Pratt has done. So a lot of people are using these AI generated, ads, they're catchy. It holds my attention. I think it's an art form to be able to use these tools that we have. But I'm going to play this for our viewers. I just want to see what y'all think about this. This was put out by Jay Collins' camp. Now, they said, I was reading in this post, it says their supporters have outdone themselves. So I think they're saying, the Collins War Room is saying, Jay Collins didn't do this. This is supporters of Jay Collins, I guess, that put this together. But let me know what you think of this, guys. Take a watch.
Please don't allow any more data centers. My electricity bill has already gone up 4 times and we don't have any more clean water. Get this peasant out of my office.
Please stop, you're hurting him.
What's wrong, honey? I had a nightmare that I didn't vote in the August 18th Republican primary.
The first thing that came to my mind was holy propaganda. The second thing is cool creativity. I mean, bravo, great creativity would probably make a great cartoon. I don't know. But propaganda, like that is exactly what this is. There's no facts at all in that
well, and it felt to me like I was watching fear porn.
That too. Well, that's what I mean. It's fear propaganda.
So here's what I didn't appreciate. I can listen. Slapstick humor is funny. I love some of what Spencer Pratt did. I love a little bit of sass and a little bit of feistiness. But when I see an AI image of Jay Collins punching people and then actually kicking, it looked like AI generated
hydraulics with the
kicking Byron Donalds, I think about
political violence.
Yes. And if it's not okay, it's not ever okay. Would there have been a better way to tell the story of what they're obviously saying? They're trying to make the argument that he's bought by AI and we big weed and all that, but which whatever, you can think that if you want to, but it took a weird turn there, and I don't know. Allie, I don't think we're the only ones who thought that something was up. I saw this. Of course, we love Representative Luna, Anna Paulina Luna. I'm just going to show you what her post said. She said, based on what I've seen online, not one Florida gubernatorial candidate has condemned the death threat against Byron Donalds. So did you know there was a recent death threat and his staff threatening to blow up his office? So is it not okay if it happens to you or your family, but okay if it happens to Byron? So what she's saying here is that, and this came out, I saw there were a couple of representatives that had commented about this particular ad and just like the questioning of it, because the timing was really poorly timed, because there was a recent death threat against gubernatorial candidate Byron Donalds. So I don't know what is our responsibility as candidates to, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't come.
If we're condemning any and all political violence, right? Like there's a difference between a cartoon image or like an AI image of people throwing, rotten tomatoes, right?
Sure, yeah.
Versus the actual candidate, because Spencer Pratt, no relation, didn't actually in the AI ad throw any kind of fruit or anything at the candidates, like Karen Bass, at the mayor, at what's her name, Kamala. Nobody, he didn't do any of that. It was other people, right? I think that might be the difference, and it's just fruit. It's not like an actual like a physical violence, like blood coming out of the face. Like that's a little different. I think when you have this kind of thing, it kind of points to one, it is very badly timed. I don't know if everyone knew about the death threat against gubernatorial candidate and still congressman, still serving as a congressman in our United States House of Representatives, by the way, which our president has been shot at, I don't know, several times. And has even taken a bullet, y'all. And we also had people threaten bomb threats, right? We've had crashes, people taking their cars and crashing into our White House barricades. We've had one of our own, Charlie Kirk, shot, murdered on national television, right? And you're going to exemplify and magnify even an AI version of any kind of violence towards our first responders, our not our military, but our police officers, the Secret Service, and another candidate who is also a congressman. I think is just very, very poorly taste. It's in poor taste.
Knowing somewhat about Jay and Layla Collins, I think I was hoping that maybe there would be a statement from them on a video like this to say, this is hugely creative. We love your passion, because you do sometimes get supporters that act and behave in a certain way that you ask for, you know, to say,
can't control that.
yeah, thank you. But
we
we're a little uncomfortable with some of the images in this, but thanks for the energy. And then certainly once there is a death threat against your opponent, I just,
because honestly, at the end of the day, you're still colleagues.
Yes.
It's not
watch. They'll end up working together in some way, shape, or form.
I don't think so. There has been some talk that like nobody a part of their campaign is going to have a job after this, like that. Because I just, especially if you're pushing it forward, I just don't see how. I don't think the American people have, especially those of us who witnessed the loss of Charlie, especially those of us who witnessed Butler, Pennsylvania, especially those of us who are watching live on TV the correspondence dinner. I don't think the American people have stomach for this anymore. I'm very concerned about this, because you're making it something that is personal. That's not personal. It is politics. And I even in the midst of this, I might be up against other colleagues doing other things, and it's not something that's personal. We still can have a civil conversation and be civil with each other and still be comrades, right? Like it's like
ideally, yes.
Ideally, right? Like that's how it's not personal. It's just it's politics. But there's a way to do it with tact, and I think that this was extremely tactless.
Yeah. And again, I've had people that have said, you know, oh, somebody posted this about your opponent. And I'm like, well, it's not like, I'm not the First Amendment police, but I'm just saying, like, you can say, yeah, that might have gone too far, but people, I think that's the responsible thing to do when you're.
And what I'm worried about is if you do come out and say, because I'm probably going to get all kinds of emails and all kinds of hate because of this and because of my stance on it. And I actually don't really care what you think about it. It's my opinion, and you can feel about it how you want to. But at the end of the day, it's already contentious because he's Black. It's already contentious because he's a Black Republican. Yes. Do you not understand the kinds of threats that we get for being brown and being Republican and being outspoken?
I think it needs to be said, Allie. It is real. It's real. I've been with you when it's happened. And I almost can't believe the flack that you get.
I'm just like, the audacity. And just because you've served in the military does not trump the fact that he's also served in some kind of capacity for our government, for the people of the United States of America, because at the end of the day, you still raise your right hand and take the same oath. So one service is not better than the other.
And lately, you're also walking into a battleground.
Right. And it's not a battleground of kinetics. It's a battleground of ideology. It's a battleground of policy, which he has experience. Guys, did you not know that he was one of the first co-sponsors of the Parental Bill of Rights that took like 6 years to freaking pass?
Okay, hold on. If we're going to do this, yes, that part. And the other contender for Florida governor, former Speaker Renner, it was like pulling teeth to get them to try to do anything about parental rights because it wasn't the sexy thing at the time.
Like, and Tina, and I'm going to tie this into the beginning of our show. What Tina Peterson said about how quickly the American people forget. She's not lying. This was only a few years ago. This was 6 years ago, you guys. And if it weren't for moms and it weren't for parents constantly calling and constantly emailing and constantly going up to Tallahassee and constantly going to delegation meetings and going to their local offices, if it weren't for moms and parents, Florida would not have a parental bill of rights. Florida would not have a parental bill of rights in education. Florida would not have education choice. Florida would not be a constitutional carry state. Florida would not be the tip of the spear in the nation if it weren't for our parents first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why that's what the teachers union is trying to target now, is all of our parents who participated in school choice. That tell me that you're not always on the wrong side of every issue. Allie, I do want to get to this because I know this is our friend Chad Caton. He has been on the ground there in Delaney, New Jersey, guys. This is gonna make your blood boil. So he's on the ground there in Delaney. They imposed a curfew to try to get wraps on a grip on what's taking place outside the ICE facility there in Delaney, New Jersey. We reported it here, guys, that what the issue was is that some people in the prison or in the ICE detention facility are saying they don't want it. They don't like that they're not getting certain foods because it's not halal, whatever. So they're on an eating strike, and they've come out and say, "Listen."
And that what you say to your kids? Look, I'm not making 18 different meals. You're gonna eat what you're given, and you're gonna give thanks to the Lord. Period.
Unless you're me,
or you're gonna go to bed hungry.
But you're right. You're going to go to bed hungry. So now they're having this riot outside. I want you guys to take a quick look. What happened is they lifted the curfew. So the New Jersey government has basically gone back on the discipline. Let's take a look.
Hold on. Let us open. Let them move away and let them get a few feet away. Mr. President, be careful. My brother, come over here. Hold on. See, hey, get the phone. I got the rest. Don't touch me. Thank you. I'll replace this.
Back a little bit here.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people.
Again, what happened to the curfew? What happened to the curfew? Some are asking.
In my opinion, if you have a curfew, you're supposed to keep it. That's like telling your child, no, you cannot drive my car past 8 p.m. If you come home at 8:01, I'm taking the keys and you get revoked privilege.
Yeah.
And that teaches the child, right, responsibility. It teaches them consequences to their actions. It's not, oh, because you were on good behavior, or, oh, because you came home late because you were grabbing gas, does not excuse the fact that you came home late.
Right.
You have to set boundaries. And like you were saying the other day in our other episode this week, where children, especially their peers, their teens, they want stricter consequences for their actions up front. Yeah. Because it no longer gives them an excuse. They learn curbed behavior. You have to nip it in the bud. And if you wait and push it out, you'll end up getting streets. These streets are on fire, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's so true. And I had somebody comment back and say, well, they're being peaceful right now, but there was a curfew in effect for a reason. And these people aren't going anywhere. They're sitting around waiting for the next opportunity because it's highly funded, y'all.
If you give someone the benefit of the doubt, too often they take the benefit of the doubt for granted, right? Like you end up with these teen takeovers.
Yeah.
Which also seem to be maybe largely funded. I don't know.
We did a policy here in our school district, Allie, that the left went crazy about because we tried to nip it in the butt. Students walking out of class to protest. We said your butt needs to be in a seat during the day when you're supposed to, if you want to do it in the evening or like Saturday, that's fine. But this is why, because now look at what's coming your way. Teen takeovers. Now it's going to take over your business. It's going to take over I used to feel so bad because we'd hit summer and like all of these businesses and like places where kids would go hang out. They'd be like, oh, we don't want all these young people. And I'm like, they're young. They don't have anything to do. But this is not helping that case. You know what I mean? Like you're making it. Yeah. It's crazy.
Nope. It's wild. They need more activities and they need to get off their phones.
Get a job.
Get a job. Go work at Disney.
Go volunteer. Go
somewhere.
Go someone's grass.
Pick up trash. Like go feed the homeless. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like it's just I don't think people have much of a drive for much of anything productive anymore. And idle hands creates chaos.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, we're going to give you just a little bit of perspective and a little bit of history on why what's taking place in LA is so historic with Spencer Pratt. Obviously, him and Karen Bass, we now know, will be going into a runoff election in November. Here is what Karen Bass doesn't want you guys to see. She definitely doesn't want you to remember. Take a look. Empty resume. Fast forward.
And they're being forbidden, by the way, to rebuild.
Yes, they're being forbidden to rebuild. Well, it makes me wonder what that property's worth and what big major high roller wants to come in and put something else there. I mean,
will it be like a data center? I don't know.
They got water shortages there. They can't do that.
Will it be believe? Like what the? I can't.
But it was nice to see the reaction of Spencer Pratt as he finds out, that obviously there's another 5 months to go. Let's take a quick listen.
Do you see an uphill battle in the next 5 months? Absolutely not. I think the next 5 months I'm going to have time to build out this team to show everybody the level of Democratic supporters that I have behind me, the heavy hitters that are in this room, that are all behind me. And I think this idea that I don't represent Democrats and Republicans and independents, anyone that's just a Los Angeles citizen that wants basic quality of life, I'll be able to show that in 5 months. Right now, the media likes to say, oh, he's this. I'm not that. I'm an Angelino who said enough is enough, and I had to step up. I didn't know I'd be here tonight, but it's obviously God's plan, and I'm going to go all the way, and I'm going to show everybody that I'm their mayor.
Wow. Congratulations, Spencer Pratt. I am so excited to see what comes of this. Hopefully we don't get in the middle of the night ballots that come in. It's crazy. There's already some suspicions going on that we found out about yesterday. So
yeah,
I don't know. They're saying like 3 hours and no votes for Pratt. Like that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and you're right, Allie. And so when it's solidified that we believe that he's going on to the election in November, him and Karen Bass. Somebody said on one of our posts, like, just okay, so how you want, first of all, we want the Save America Act passed nationally, but you know how the state of California does not check IDs. They do not do voter ID. So if you want to implement voter ID in California, maybe it's a thing where like everybody just like, what if everybody showed up in California to vote for Spencer Pratt? I bet they would start like checking IDs.
They probably would, to be honest with you.
Because that's when they only are moved, is when you actually do you play their own game.
And also, it doesn't end with mayor.
Oh, not at all. Did you see this?
Mayor is that you need to have and make sure that you have a good city council, a good board.
So the school choice warrior out there in California, her name is Sonia Shaw. She's now also, Allie, advancing to the November election for California Superintendent of Public Instruction. Wow. It says here, the opponent, Richard Barrera, was endorsed by the California Teachers Union. So this is a huge win for our Californians out there who want to make sure that, we can still keep California.
Do you know anything about Chad Bianco? Because I know he was running for something else again, and I don't know if he won or not. I haven't honestly been following it.
Let's see. I did see that. Well, while we're looking into that, I did see this too. Representative Anna Paulina Luna wants you all to know that the Democrat Party out in California just nominated a candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives who introduced legislation to lower penalties for pedophiles under the guise of equality. Oh yeah. This is what the Democrat Party out there, well, across the nation really, but especially in California, is out there doing. So this is exciting. We've got some Trump-esque excitement happening out there on the West Coast. It's all it takes. It's a bad metaphor, but all it takes is one spark to ignite the whole thing. But yeah. So,
well, I'll be your tribute. Let's go.
All right, sounds good. Guys, that's it for us here with Out of Pocket Live. Make sure you follow at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey, and at Out of Pocket Live on all social media platforms. Like, share, and subscribe.
Okay.
We're fresh out of time, ma'am.
All right, you guys, stay out of pocket. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Take care.
2 queens, no filter. Say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go